This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 11, I want to play a short clip of Whitney Webb basically describing the two-party political system here in Babylon the Great America. All right? When you read Revelation 13:11, this is talking about America. Okay? The two horns like a lamb, represent the two-party system. All right? But these two-party systems, they always pass, okay, draconian laws. All right? That's where he spake as a dragon. And so I'm going to play this clip because Whitney Webb, all right, she breaks it down into the most simplest form, and it inspired me to do a lesson on this topic, all right? Because these politicians, both the Republicans and Democrats, they all work for the super elite, the international bankers, and their sole purpose is to pass policies that are against the people, meaning taking away liberties and forcing a total control system, all right, on the masses, which a lot of people still can't see. They still think by voting they're going to be able to get out of, this tyrannical system. And that's a bold-faced delusion, for lack of better words, okay? And a lot of people in this country are delusional, all right? They have been beguiled by these devils, okay? And this is why when the scriptures talk about they worship the image of the beast, it makes total sense, okay? Because they still believe in this political system and think that through this political system, they can get out of their current situation, which is, again, it's delusional. So let me play this. Let me stop going on a tangent, and play this for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it too is just like a failure for people to really understand the left-right paradigm and how it works. One of the hands creates the problem and the other hand comes in, the opposing side, then comes to power and is, on offering the solution to the problem the other hand created, but it's the same solution both sides agreed on.
You heard that? I mean, haven't our apostle elders been saying that? Order out of chaos, the Hegelian dialect. That's what she's basically describing, and that's the American political system. Okay, it's set up that way, all right, to give the illusion of choice, but it isn't. It's still forcing you into the agenda that they always wanted. Hegelian dialect. Yep, Hegelian dialect. A Hegelian dialect is a philosophy method famously associated with George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel that describes the progression of ideas through a three-step process: thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. A thesis is a proposition or a status quo, which is then challenged by an antithesis, an opposing force or idea. The tension between them is resolved into a new higher level synthesis that preserves the truth of both previous stages. The new synthesis then becomes the next thesis and continues the dialectic progression. Yep. So The dialectic has a profound influence, most notably on Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, who adopted in dialectical materialism to analyze economic and social struggles rather than development of spirit. Right. So there you go. So in simplest terms, an initial idea-thesis conflict with its opposite antithesis, and the tension between them is resolved into a new, more complex idea synthesis. This new synthesis then becomes a new thesis, and the process repeats, driving forward development in areas like philosophy, history, and art. Right. Hegelian dialect, order out of chaos. All right. And look, it's all focused on the spirit, Geist. That's the uh, that's the German word, I believe, for spirit. Yup, Geist. Okay. So right, is Geist the German word? Let me see. Is Geist a German word? Yes, Geist is a German word that mostly commonly translates to spirit, ghost, or mind. Okay. It is used in various contexts, such as the philosophical term zeitgeist. Right. I remember watching Zeitgeist when I was in the military. That really opened my eyes to a lot of crazy thing that's going on in this world. Mainly the central bank, Federal Reserve controlled system. All right, that's controlled by the international bankers. Okay, and of course they had the 9/11. That really stuck out to me. So yeah, so spirit of the age. That's what zeitgeist means. Spirit of the age. But the point is, Geist means spirit, ghost, or mind. It's a German word. All right. So that's what it is. This is how they're able to move the spirit, the minds of the people. All right. The Hegelian dialect. All right. And again, like she said, all right, one creates the problem, then the other one comes up with the solution. But behind the scenes, it was agreed upon that this is the way they were going. All right, play it out to give the people the illusion of choice. So let's go back. Let's play this again.
In order to rebuild trust, they're putting different figures, different people, and different talking points, in front of people and seeing if they'll be more accepting of the ultimate game plan if it's framed in different terms that appeal more to their values and their sensibilities, and also framed as opposing, particular figures that they don't like or they don't trust.
Right. She's talking about the World Economic Forum, if you want to know what she's referencing. Because that's now the World Economic Forum is building. They want to build a narrative on trust because of the whole pandemic. So that's what they're focusing on. So that's why they're putting people like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, who's supposed to be libertarian and about freedoms, which is all BS. Because when you do research on these jokers, all right, they're embedded, all right, with the CIA and the military-industrial complex, all right. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I think part of it too is just like a failure for people to really understand the left-right paradigm and how it works. One of the hands creates the problem and the other hand comes in, the opposing side, then comes to power and is, on offering the solution to the problem the other hand created, but it's the same solution both sides agreed on the whole time, more often than not.
Yep. And now she's about to give an example. Okay, hey, be not ignorant of Satan's devices. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right, and this is it, man. That's why when you watch the media, you have to take it as face value. Okay, when you see like CNN and Fox talking about the same thing, or even on social media, when multiple platforms are pushing the same content, you're like, all right, this is a psyop done by the CIA and the military-industrial complex, which they work hand in hand, all right? And they work with and for the international bankers, okay? Because money is the driving force that makes people sell out and sell their own people out. Like you Edomites, you sell each other out. You Edomites are the scum of the scum, all right? You sell each other out, okay? You blackmail each other. You're just nasty people, all right? But hey, that's what happens when you're Satanists, all right? When you're heathens, all right? Overall, that's what heathens do. You're animals. You people are animals. But anyway, back to 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right, and when you go into the word devices, All right. It's noma, which means mental percent thought, an evil purpose. Right. What's his evil purpose? All right. To force people, all right, into a total control digital prison with an RFID chip, the mark of the beast, which we're going to keep saying over and over again. So if you don't like that we keep saying it over and over again, stop watching our videos, go watch your stupid sports, go watch your stupid influencers, and let them entertain you until the day comes when, all right, you're going to have to make a choice. All right. And a lot of our, especially our people, a lot of y'all are going to take that chip. All right. Because you clearly are being rebellious against the Lord, and you're not taking heed to his prophets that he raised up. So back to Whitney Webb. All right. And again, I claim, this is a type of female like I can deal with, to have a thinking brain, about real shit, not no superficial bullshit. Okay. Anyway, back to this video.
I'll give you an example with Trump, the border wall. So that was like his big thing. I'm going to build a physical barrier. I'm going to build a physical wall. And then Democrats at that time said, no, our approach to border security is to build a smart wall built on sensors and autonomous drones and towers, surveillance towers and all this stuff. And then by the time...
And that's in the one, the big, beautiful bill. That's in it. Okay. That Trump was, like she said, was against in the first place, but then he ended up going along with it, which goes to show you he's part of the same cabal, all right, of for lack of what's the best way to describe part of the same team, okay, cabal team pushing the same agenda. I get my vocabulary up. Listen, let me do it right now. What's another way of saying agenda 2030 cashless society? Like that popped up like that. Hey, there you go. Hey, that was the Lord. Program, timetable. There you go. This is their timetable, listing, plan. There you go. Scheme. All right. Oh well. Let's get more scriptures. We got to bring it out. Psalm, what is it? 64. All right. Verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Right. What's that secret counsel? Okay. It's these elites. Okay. Hanging out, going to the Bilderberg meeting, or one down. What's it called? Down here, they were. What was it? Last week, they were at the American Business Forum. Okay, talking about what? All right, total control. How to get everybody checked up. How to get everybody into this digital prison house. Okay, with digital ID. All right, because that's coming. That's the next phase. Digital ID. Get ready. All right. Also, I'm going to keep bringing this out because it's all leading to the chip, the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. Remember, ethics of neurotechnology, the United Nations ethics of science. I forgot what this C word is. You know what? Let's get the acronym. What is the United Nations Educational, that's it, not ethics, Scientific and Culture Organization. Culture Organization. Come on, culture. What are they trying to push on the people? What culture are they trying to push on? To be rebellious against the God of Israel, all right? To be a total demon. That United Nations behind it, okay? And the ultimate rebellion is taking that RFID chip, the mark of the beast. That's the ultimate rebellion. All right. And that's what the culture that they're pushing. All right. Here it is. There's a United Nations, and they have an organization that strictly focuses on education, science, and culture. Culture. Okay. What is this? Is the root word of culture is worship. They're forcing you to worship the image of the beast by taking that RFID chip. Okay? And it ain't even, wait, hold on. Let me retract that statement. A lot of these people are already worshiping the image of the beast. They're just going to confirm that they've been, that they're going along with it by taking that RFID chip. All right? So that's what the United Nations is pushing, the image of the beast. That, and then where's the United Nations located at? In America, Babylon the Great. Okay, so this is the secret council. This is what they're focusing on. So again, they have their what is it? Agenda. What's another word for agenda? Plan, scheme, menu, right? So these are different a list of items, okay, that they want to pursue. They discuss it, then they want to pursue it, and they use these politicians on the blue and red team, all right, to forward, all right, their items that they want to complete, okay, because they're scheming. This is the secret, the council, and that's why all these politicians are in secret societies, but no, you don't want to talk about that. Nobody want to talk about that, Well, outside of Great Millstone, we always bring this up, but y'all gonna skip over that, So let's go back, because this is very, goes to show you the two horns that spake like a lamb. I mean the two horns like a lamb, but it spake as a dragon. Let me read it one more time. Salakia. Revelation 13:11. And behold, another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. There you go. Okay, two horns like a lamb. Two-party system. But both these party systems push draconian measures. Okay? 12. And he excised all the power of the first beast before him, and he caused it the earth, and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Right, that's the image of the beast, which is the ancient Roman ways, the ancient Roman Empire. Okay? This is Rome 2.0. And you got a lot of people that are following it. And then you're going to have a lot of people that are going to take that chip, okay, which is going to confirm that they've always been wandering after the image of the beast. Okay, let's keep playing.
Problem the other hand created, but it's the same solution both sides agreed on the whole time, more often than not. I'll give you an example with Trump, the border wall. So that was like his big thing. I'm going to build a physical barrier. I'm going to build a physical wall. And then Democrats at that time said, no, our approach to border security is to build a smart wall, built on sensors and autonomous drones and towers, surveillance towers and all this stuff. And then by the time Trump leaves his first term, that's his position too. The wall we're going to build is a smart wall. We're not doing the physical barrier anymore. That was essentially his position in January 2019. And he and the Democrats are, in the same spot on border security. But somehow he's still seen as like the president that like plans to do the wall, even though in terms of rhetoric, he abandoned that and was going with the Silicon Valley approach of this company. The company that's building that smart wall has a bipartisan consensus. It's deeply tied to the CIA and has a lot of very troubling affiliations, and is developing like drones. There's the drones on the border, and then there's the drones made by the same company that are being used in Ukraine right now to kill people without human oversight and stuff. It's not really a great solution, I think, but it's not what Trump's base necessarily wants either, because all this infrastructure is set up on the border now. This smart wall is there, but is it really working? I mean, obviously not, because of the extreme situation on the border currently. And the solution being proposed by the Senate is to fund even more of these smart wall towers. And, this ultimately ties into the same goals of Agenda 2030 and the Sustainable Development Agenda.
Agenda 2030, Sustainable Development. You heard, we at Great Millstone, we bringing this out. It's coming, okay? They have a goal, a plan, a scheme, okay? Also known as an agenda to get this shit, okay, fully operational by 2030. That's why a lot of shit is coming down the pipeline. A lot of things are about to get hectic. It's going to get more aggressive. It's going to be more tighter, and that's why you got to stay locked in, brothers and sisters, locked in. Let's keep playing.
And of having a freedom of movement restricted and controlled through biometric means.
Oh, biometric means. Bio meaning the biometric, okay, which is a measure, okay, or a standard, okay. And this is why they're starting slowly with the digital ID, but it's all leading to the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. So if you want to get into the border, you got to have a chip, okay. That's why they're making this border crisis, this whole border situation, what's it called, as a serious thing. All right, to justify why they need to push all these AI technologies, all these biometric systems, all right? Because it's all leading to the chip. All roads lead to the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. Let's go. We here, man.
All tied up with the whole digital ID thing and live facial recognition and all of this. That's what the smart wall implementation is really about, is having all ports of entry into the US being managed that way, and it's being rolled out simultaneously in places like the EU and Britain as well, and really throughout the world. And this is the particular...
Throughout the world, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, all right, to receive a charagma on their right hand or in their forehead, all right? So come on, man. This is why when it talks about the hour of temptation, all right, it will try the whole world. Let me get that. So, hey, man, you other camps, the Lord's going to jack you up unless you repent. I mean, we in the time, man. Like, what are y'all talking about? Revelation 3, verse 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, right, meaning guarding the word, all right, attending to carefully, all right, the words of the Lord, because when you go to the word kept, it's terio, which means to guard or attend to carefully, the word of the Lord, okay? Kept the word of my patience, all right? Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation, right? Is that the Lord has to put the spirit on you not to take that RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Didn't you hear what Whitney Webb just said? This technology, this biometric digital system is being pushed onto the whole world. Okay? So there's no escaping. Let me go 11. Behold, I come quickly, right? We're in that generation when Yahweh Shai, where English calls Jesus, is coming quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. You see that? All right? Which the crown represents what? This truth, this understanding, this wisdom. Okay? Let me go into the word crown. Let me see if there's a deeper meaning. What's the Greek word?
Strong's G 4735. Stephanos.
Stephanos. Okay, a crown, a mark of royal, or in general exalted rank. Yeah, because the Lord has a rank for his elect. All right, and you want to be part of that ranking number. So you don't want your rank to be, you don't want to be demoted. All right, that's a good example, because like, for example, you got Captain Tazariak, right? He said Jacob's trouble is gay, and his leader, General Yohana, told his congregation and those that listen to ISUPK to go ahead and take the jab. So clearly, okay, the way it's looking, the Lord's about to take pull their rank, all right, demote them, all right. So yeah, the wreath or garland, which was given as a prize to victors in public games, metaphor, the eternal blessedness which will be given as a prize to the genuine servants of God and to the genuine servants of the Most High and Yahweh Shai, the crown wreath, which is reward of righteousness. You see that? So that's what you want, okay? And that wisdom, you don't want to lose the wisdom and understanding of the scriptures by, all right, falling out, changing the doctrine, all right? Because then you're not going to be blessed, okay? You're not going to be receive the reward, all right? So let no man take your crown. You don't want to lose this, all right, this truth, all right, because you fell back into the world, or you started listening to knuckleheads that ain't got the truth. So, yeah, I think that's it, because I think
she way of selling it in the U.S. Both parties agree with it, and now because of the frenzy over the border situation that's being fed, in a significant way by mainstream media, it's been bad for a long time, but the attention given to it has risen precipitously, and I think that's no mistake, because ultimately both parties agree that the solution is the smart wall.
Boom, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So, we are here. There was There's another scripture I wanted to bring out. Job chapter 15, verse 35. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. Right. You know, the smart wall has nothing to do about, all right, controlling illegal immigrants. That's the scapegoat. What it is about controlling, all right, and watching, all right, and seeing who comes in and who comes out, all right, and they want you to have a device, all right, via the RFID chip. Okay, they want you to have a biometric ID. Okay, so that's why they are. Come on, look at it. She just said it. They have both the left and right paradigm. Biden allows them all to come in, so that Trump comes in the next to bring in and pass the big beautiful bill, which is the smart wall that both parties agreed on. All right, it's all a farce. All right, it's all set up to track everyone. All right, and they want you to have that digital all in you to track you, and that's why everything's being built up. Because he's the devil. He is the devil. It's more than just a immigration situation. This is about creating a prison house. This is the Hebrew word for deceit is marma, which means treachery, and that's what this devil does, treachery. All right, and that's what he's doing. He's bringing forth treachery, betrayal of trust, deceptive action. Right? Oh, we got to put this wall, but it's not. It's a smart wall, funded and ran by Silicon Valley. Okay, well, it's funded by the taxpayer, but it's being ran and orchestrated by the tech Silicon Valley, all right, which they control both of the parties, all right, and they want to track people coming in and coming out, all right. So, and this is why this dude is not to be trusted. This clown Esau Edom, they're not to be trusted. False, fiend, guile, subtlety. Right, the serpent in the garden. He came subtle. Who's the serpent? These devils, these Edomites. So yeah, so I wanted to bring that out. So Lord willing, this is less edifying. I thought this was a good clip to watch, to show you, real time, Revelation 13, 11, and 12, just to show you in real time, but mainly focusing on 11, the two horns like a lamb that spake as a dragon. So Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Bakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep the door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostles, elders. Rumors out here. To the fuses that are watching, keep studying. And when you pray each other, cover Shalom.